Yes, so good morning, students. Let us continue with the characteristics of intellectual giftedness. I hope you have understood all the points. Now, sometimes giftedness is referred to as talent also, but there is a difference between talent and giftedness. Giftedness is a very, very broad concept. Talent is a very, very narrow concept. You can have a talent in a specific field, but in giftedness you have high level of intellectual functioning, and you are having remarkable exceptional ability in many many variety of areas, right? So this is the basic difference. Talent is a very very narrow concept. How do we assess giftedness? Generally, because it is related to IQ and intelligence. In school setting, it is mainly assessed with the help of teachers' judgment, school achievement record, like the report cards, parent interviews, peer and self-rating. So these are some of the methods through which we assess giftedness. Now here peer and self-ratings means person rates himself, that is self-rating, and peers means the classmates or same age group members rate that person on a particular set of abilities. Okay, then we come to types of intelligent test. Now, yes, intelligent tests are of various types, and there are a number of intelligent tests for various age groups for different purposes. Here we will study about different types of intelligent tests. So, on the basis of their administration procedure means how we are administering the test, means how we are conducting the test. It is divided into individual and group test. On the basis of nature of items. Nature of items means what is the content of the intelligent test. The questions are in which form. On that basis, verbal and performance tests are there. And on the basis of extent to which intelligent test favors one culture over another. This means that whether a particular intelligent test is suitable only to a particular culture in which that was developed, or it can be applied to people of all the culture. On the basis of that, it is culture fair and culture bias test. So let us study in detail. Basically, one marker questions related to their difference can come, or in general applied question on these tests can come. So as you can see, individual test is administered on one person at a time, single person, and group tests are administered to number of person at the same time. It requires to build a rapport with the person, like you must have written rapport formation in your practical. Why? Because when a person comes, you try to build a rapport with the person. But in group test, you do not have the opportunity to build rapport because there are so many people and you have to conduct the test at the same time. Then individual test, it allows the individual to give instructions. The person who is conducting the test, they can give instructions. But in group tests, there are not many instructions given. It is generally in the form of multiple choice questions. You can see on the basis of nature of items, means what is the type of items or questions that are used in the test. So they are verbal tests. Verbal tests are using oral or written form of language. So language is used in this test, and either in oral form or in written form it is used. So verbal test, it has a characteristic that it can be administered to literate people only. Why literate people? Because since it is in written form or oral form, the people need to be educated or literate to solve a verbal test, verbal IQ test. And non-verbal test, as you can see, it is in the form of pictures or illustrations. Yesterday I gave you a problem to solve. Do you remember? There was one picture and there were four items, and you had to select one of which will fit the best in the design. That was also an example of non-verbal intelligent test. Then comes performance test. Performance test, what they actually do, they require the person to manipulate the objects or the materials. For example, there will be puzzles, or there will be blocks, or there will be, you know, missing parts, and you will have to manipulate it, or you will have to manually fill it or complete the task. Okay, so these are three types of nature of items used differences. Now, culture fair and culture bias tests. Obviously, culture fair tests are those tests in which can be applied to any person of any culture. It does not discriminate one culture from the other. Whereas culture bias tests, they are more suitable to one culture. For example, I develop a test in India, and I developed such an intelligent test that it can be applied only to Indian people, because the questions that I have put in, the content that I have put in, or the things that I've kept in mind are only based on Indian culture and not foreign culture. So that type of tests are known as culture bias tests. Generally, non-verbal and performance tests are culture fair tests. Why? Because they just require manipulation. But if you talk about language, verbal tests in which language is used, then they can be a little biased. Yes, this is last, intelligent testing in India. This is a very a small portion in your book. It is given. You just have to know at least two names that are important in intelligent testing in India. So SM Mohsen and Long and Mehta. These two are a little more important people who have given a lot of other tests also. So just remember any two people from these two. And with this, we come to end of this topic. Then we'll next start with culture and intelligence in a little detail.